Hi, my name is Niall Bruce. I'm a fourth year accountancy student at the University of Dundee, and since the age of 10 I have had the life goal of achieving an Audi R8 in my garage, and I did a few things at university that have inhibited me from making progress on that goal. So before we get into it, if you'd like to smash a like on the video to help me hit the goal of the Audi R8, that would be very much appreciated. And without further ado, let's get into how I lost so much money. So, how did I lose all this money? Well, fortunately for me, in Scotland, as a Scottish citizen, I don't have to pay my tuition fees at university, so I haven't had to worry about that. And my top outgoing has been my rent, which is pretty normal. But I went through my bank statements for the last 3.5 years, and I found out that my second most money outgoing is on alcohol, which is crazy. And I knew, just based on how my life was going at that time, I knew that it would probably be that, but honestly, seeing the figure was crazy to me. And I've changed it now, throughout lockdown, I haven't drank alcohol really. I mean, I've had a couple of exceptions like Christmas Day, but that's pretty normal. But before that, for the first 3 years of university, I was drinking all the time. And another outgoings was on betting. I was betting a lot of the time. I was betting, drinking, going to clubs, not going to university. So obviously I had a lot of outgoings on that, and that is where all the money is gone. So as I said, I went through my last 3.5 years of bank statements, and I found out that the betting and the alcohol and the going out all added up over that period of time was £2,500. Oh dear, how did I manage to get it that bad? Thankfully, I am out of there now. I wouldn't say I was an alcoholic and I wasn't a gambling addict, but I was probably as close as you can get without being in one of those categories. And I know there's people who are worse than me and there's people who are obviously better than me, but at the time, it just kind of seemed like that was what everyone was doing. And I didn't really consider to myself the fact that this cost money. And now I am so much more aware of my finances, and I don't spend money on anything anymore. And I don't regret things in my life, but that is the closest thing to a regret I think I've got. I mean, I could have saved that money, I could have invested that money. There's so much more things I could do, and I'm thankful that it is only 2,500 because I think it could have been a lot more based on where I was and just the headspaces I was in and the way that I thought that everyone was doing it and I needed to fit in with everyone at uni. Oh my goodness, I am so glad that I have stopped doing that now. So my advice to anyone who is going to university, obviously, some of these nights out were great times, and some of these gambling escapades. I remember one time I was doing an essay in the library and I'd been in there all day, and I just put on a £5 ACCA, and one team drew in the last minute of the game, and it was 9 PM and I was in the library for so long doing this essay, and that was a bit of fun to get me through the day. So I'm not going to say that all of it was a waste of money, because I have had some great times on nights out and I have had some fun with betting, but in the grand scheme of things, so much of this money was wasted, and there's so many nights out that I didn't enjoy and that I'd be upset on, or I'd be angry on, or I'd just not want to be there, but I thought that I had to be because everyone was telling me to and stuff like that. So obviously I do understand why people go out all the time, and I do understand why people drink. It's a great time and it's a nice social atmosphere, and I guess I probably made some friends and stuff like that, but the amount of money it costs, you don't have to go out every single night. It's not going to be different. I guess a lot of the time it was the fear of missing out that was making me go out so much, because I didn't want to miss one night out, and that could be the one that everyone's talking about for ages, and oh yes, I can't believe you weren't there, Neil, it was so great, this happened and this happened. But at the end of the day, it just kind of all merged into one. The amount of times I've been to the same nightclubs and drank the same drinks and listened to the same songs, it's just not worth it at all. And like, I see that now, but I wish I could have seen it then. Like, so much time wasted and so much money wasted. So that is my advice to anyone. Just like, you don't have to get absorbed into it and sucked into the fear of missing out. You can go out as much as you want, and like, it's a great time if you do it less often. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope that you take some inspiration from this. Like, just don't follow in my footsteps. I wouldn't recommend it. Go out less times, and especially when coronavirus ends. I'm sure that everyone's going to be rushing to the gates of the nightclubs and pouring in. And honestly, have as much fun as you can in that period of time. But remember that it does cost a lot of money to be doing these things, especially as a student. You're kind of trying to save some money, and by doing that you are just spending. So if you enjoyed this video, a like would be much appreciated. Again, smash like, help the LDR rate goal, and subscribe to the channel if you want any more content from me. And just thanks so much for watching.